Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Daily Fantasy Preview Show for today, the 19th of July. I'm going to be taking a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy baseball games on DraftKings. I'm going to be looking at starting pitches, stacks of the day, how we can construct our lineup to ensure maximum point scoring potential, foundation players that should be used as a foundation to build a solid winning lineup, and a value player at each position. For those of you that haven't had an opportunity to sign up and play daily fantasy sports with DraftKings yet, I will pop a link in the description to this video. That'll enable you to do so and join in the fun today. Looking at starting pitchers, Carlos Martinez of the St. Louis Cardinals is 10,200. The Padres do strike out a similar amount to the Milwaukee Brewers. Padres ranked third in baseball this season, and Martinez, who is a better pitcher at Busch for his career, comes into this game off of an 11 strikeout effort against the Brewers in Milwaukee in only 5 innings pitched. The Padres do struggle more with righties as well. Yes, they do carry the power threat, particularly with Upton, Myers and Kemp at the top of their lineup. That's where the risk lies with this, but Martinez has only allowed 7 home runs in 107 1/3 innings this year. He's done a very good job of keeping the ball in the yard. You can keep your Arrietas and your Syndergaards today. Martinez is my guy at pitcher. Jameson Taillon of Pittsburgh for 8,800 gets to face the Brewers, who do rank number 2 for strikeouts in baseball this year. Taillon should therefore see his numbers spike a little bit here. He's been solid enough through 5 starts. He could do with working deeper into games to ensure us full value on this pick. He has averaged less than 6 innings per start, but he does have 21 strikeouts in his 28 innings pitched. 6 strikeouts in his last start against Seattle, and I think if we can get 6 innings and 6 or 7 strikeouts out of him, that's a reasonable return that allows you to get involved with the hitters today. And finally, Wade Miley of Seattle for 5,200. This play feels dirty, and by that I mean absolutely filthy. But despite an ERA approaching 7 over his last 9 starts, Miley is a lefty. The Chicago White Sox do struggle with left-handed pitching. The lineup's been struggling with all kinds of pitching pretty much lately. The safe is also an advantageous yard for the pitchers. He isn't elite strikeouts, but the White Sox are a shade above average, and he is often good for around 6 or 7 strikeouts if he can work enough innings, and he is dirt cheap today. He has struggled with Chicago in the past with an ERA of 6.52 in 3 starts against the White Sox, but I think there's much more upside here than the price of Wade Miley today suggests, and if he can get his game back on track, then 5,200 could look very good for you and certainly give your lineups a boost. Speaking of our stacks of the day, obviously it's a Coors Field day today. I think the Rockies are the team you want to be stacking, and I'll probably leave the Rays today against Blake Snell. I think the Rockies are the way to go in that matchup. Obviously, you don't need me to tell you who to stack out of those lineups. It's not rocket science. So, looking at some alternatives, if you want to either fade Coors and hope for a low-scoring game, or just to complement a Coors stack, I'll be stacking some Minnesota Twins against Anibal Sanchez, who has experienced some struggles this year with a 6.75 ERA and 17 home runs allowed in just over 80 innings. Minnesota have shown they can hit the ball out of the park in recent weeks. I'll take second baseman Brian Dozier for 3,900. He is better against left-handed pitching, which obviously he isn't going to get tonight, but there's a 247 hitter with 15 home runs this year. Miguel Sano is a third base or outfield qualifier at 4,400. He's hitting 242 with 14 home runs this year. Max Kepler in the outfield for 4,800 is on the right side of the platoon, 231 with 9 home runs. He has had a good last month though. And Eduardo Nunez, third base or shortstop for 4,500. He's a 309 hitter with 12 home runs, but he has the stolen base upside with 22 swipes on the year as well. The other stack I'm looking at is the Cincinnati Reds, who get Terrell Jenkins in their home ballpark at Great American Ballpark with reasonable weather conditions forecast. Jenkins does lack experience at this level, and I am willing to chance that the big bats in the Reds lineup could be well positioned to take advantage today. Outfielder Jay Bruce for 4,800 on the right side of the platoon. It's a 264 hitter with 18 home runs. Joey Votto at first base is 4,900. He's 265 with 15 home runs and also on the right side of the platoon. Switch hitting outfielder Billy Hamilton for 4,000. 245 hit with 3 home runs, but he has 27 stolen bases this year. And Adam Duvall in the outfield for 4,800. Hits for a low average of 244. 23 home runs on the season though. Looking at my foundation players for today, at first base I'll take David Ortiz of the Boston Red Sox for 5,600. He is generally great against right-handed pitching. Jake Peavy's up for San Francisco at Fenway today. Peavy didn't have the greatest track record at Fenway when he was pitching for the Red Sox, and Ortiz does have the platoon in the matchup. He's hitting .327 with 22 home runs this year. Second baseman Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros for 4,900. He's hitting on the right side of the platoon in this matchup. He's hitting .348, 15 home runs and 25 stolen bases, offering you complete production for a player. My third baseman's Nolan Arenado of the Colorado Rockies for 5,500. He's on the right side of the platoon. He's hitting at Coors Field. You don't really need to know much more than that. He's .289 with 23 home runs this year. My shortstop's Aledmys Diaz of the St. Louis Cardinals for 4,900. He has actually been better against right-handed pitchers this year in something of an anti-platoon. He's hitting .315 with 13 homers, and Colin Ray's not exactly been pulling up trees for San Diego when he has taken the hill this year. And my outfielder is Michael Saunders of the Toronto Blue Jays for 4,900. He's on the right side of the platoon, hitting .289 with 16 home runs. It's a nice yard at Chase Field. Godley allowed a run in relief in his appearance against Toronto this year and has an ERA over 5 on the season so far. For my value play today at catcher, it will be Sandy Leone of the Boston Red Sox for 3,200. He's on the right side of the platoon with Peavy as well. He's hit .452 with 2 home runs in 30 games, 62 at-bats since joining the big league club this season. First baseman Tommy Joseph of the Philadelphia Phillies, 3,900. It's a great yard at Citizens Bank. Hit one out yesterday, .256 for 12 home runs on the year. Jose Urena has compiled a 7.52 ERA in relief this year. There's no reason to expect improvement in the rotation. Second baseman Rougned Odor of the Texas Rangers for 4,000. He gets the struggling Tim Lincecum with the platoon advantage. He's hitting .271 with 17 home runs and 7 stolen bases on the year. My third baseman is Jurickson Profar, who also qualifies at first. Texas Rangers 3,400 today. He also gets to take on Tim Lincecum and his struggles. It's .318 with 4 home runs on the season. At shortstop, it's the switch hitter Freddie Galvis for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's 3,900 today, .228, 8 homers and 7 steals this year. And in the outfield, Cole Calhoun of the Los Angeles Angels. He's 3,900 also. He's got the platoon advantage against Kyle Loesch, who's been pretty bad for the last couple of seasons. He's hitting .284 with 10 home runs. And I think, there looks to be a lot of runs in that game. The only real thing that might draw you back in the Angels game is the ballpark. That's the only real negative. But I think you probably want to have some players with Lincecum against Loesch in that game. Best of luck if you are having a play today. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups and have a great day.